As promised, we'll go back to Dick Enberg, and he'll wrap up the golf a bit later. Meanwhile, we're underway in Houston, and Scottie Pippen saves it in. The Bulls are playing before their 262nd consecutive sellout crowd, home and away. In fact, their string of home sellouts is over 500. And along the way to winning championships, they've also set attendance records. Most recently, 62,000 plus, a bit more than a week ago at the Georgia for a game against the Hawks. Olajuwon rejects it. Bulls ball from the side.
That's what they depend on Olajuwon for. He's a defensive stopper. He shuts down the basket, he closes down the lane, and when penetration comes, he sends it out of there.
This is Maloney. Three-pointers a big part of Houston's game when they're on. But they lose it, and on the turnover, back comes Chicago. Jordan's first shot is there.
This is where the Bulls must strike against Houston. They have the speed, they have the quickness. They do not want to make it a half-court game. Take advantage of every opportunity.
Olajuwon screening from Maloney. Now he gets it back and hits a 17-footer.
Now Olajuwon will be able to take Winnington on the outside, put the ball on the floor, and go up and get a shot. He'll be able to put...
This is second team foul.
Michael, what a move!
Wow. Throws him on the pick and roll, stutter step. Houston has a hard time playing a pick and roll.
It's Clyde. Nice feed for Willis. Boy, Drexler was all over that sequence.
Houston is very good in transition when they can get...
With another rebound. Pushes it up the floor. The question with Houston always is, though, can they sustain this kind of pace through four quarters, given their age? Drexler hits the three, plus the foul. When we come back, Clyde will be...
You got to come quick post right now. Let Olajuwon get in there, try to get the ball to him quickly so you have enough time on the clock to play out of the double teams.
Dream into the lane.
Earlier in the season, Olajuwon was having a hard time coming into the middle off that knee injury, off the surgery that he had. Confident in their skills. It doesn't matter if they play on the road or at home.
The one thing about having the home court advantage, though, if a team beats you or you beat out on the road, they have to beat you twice in their bill. That's very tough.
Swing it to Maloney. 3 seconds to shoot, and Ellie has it shoved back into space by Pippen, who gets it back to Harper for the swoop to the hoop.
See, I think Maloney's got to take that foul there and not let Scottie Pippen score. When you're struggling and you let a guy get a
shot back in Houston. Now, last night I had the pleasure of going to dinner with two of the best friends in the NBA, Charles Barkley and Michael Jordan. Now, as you can imagine, that the main course was a large helping of trash talk. And Charles saying that there's no way that Michael would beat him today, and Michael going back the other way. But the crowning moment on the whole evening was when Charles finally broke down and said, Michael, in case this is the last time we play against each other, can I have your shoes? Michael said, yes, you can have my shoes. I'll even put number 45 on there. He said, but that's your number. He said, yeah, but that's how many points I'm going to give you tomorrow. So that was the end of that trash talk, Bob.
The double team and the three-point shot.
Michael answers.
See, what Jordan is so good at doing, he's so fundamentally sound. He was able to get Ellie on his back early and then spin
three, way short.
See, that's a terrible shot on the fast break. You got numbers. You got to take it to the basket like that.
And it cost them at the other end as the Bulls had the numbers in transition, and Pippen will have a chance for a three-point play.
Now watch him. Charles use his strength. He'll muscle in. There's no double team. He gets to bounce the ball 3 or 4 times. And when he's able to get that close to the basket, you're not going to be able to stop him. Now you watch Pippen on the break. They spread the lanes. They run the lanes wide. And he's able to take it right to the basket. See, they have a fast break and they bring it up the side of the court. You got to take that ball to the middle of the court where you have options.
The option in this case was a Drexler 3. He had all kinds of time to line it up.
See, when you keep the ball in the middle of the floor, you have the chance to use the left.
Jordan over Drexler.
Now that's one of the battles that Jordan takes personally. He and Clyde, they love to battle each other. They've been 1 and 2 in the league as the best shooting guards for a long time. And when he sees Drexler, when Drexler sees him, both their eyes light up.
The pass for Olajuwon too heavy. And on the turnover, Jordan comes back. Pull up, and he's got 10.
Drexler has to answer the challenge right now.
Mario Elie covered Michael. As the teams went to their benches a moment ago, here's Charles Barkley with a little love tap for Michael Jordan. You remember, Zeke, they were going at it that way in January at the United Center, jawing and bumping the entire game.
So tough defensively that he shuts you down there also.
Olajuwon.
What I was just going to say is they can't forget about Olajuwon. He's only taken 4 shots. He's 3 for 4. And if Whittington's going to score on the other end, they've got to go through Olajuwon.
What can Houston make for the likes of Seattle, Utah, or maybe the Lakers?
I think Houston will have a hard time.
Whittington from Jordan.
I think mentally they believe that they can turn it on once they get to the playoffs. But if you don't do it throughout the course of the regular season, it's very hard to turn it on through the course of the playoffs. And I think if they meet Utah or Seattle, they're out, 3-0 or 4-1 or 3-1.
Olajuwon with a variety of moves on Whittington at the other end.
Last 3 possessions, they've gone to Olajuwon. He's gotten him a 3.
He sits down, Eddie Johnson back in. To this point, Whittington has outscored Olajuwon 10-8. Jordan with the turnaround. And Michael has a dozen. Rockets lead, trimmed to a basket. Back to 4 as Hakeem breaks into double figures with that basket.
Let's take a look at this play. The double team, and then Michael kicks it back out. He forces Barkley to get back out of the double team and then throw the ball right back into him. Isaiah, if you're going to...
It's in Jordan's hands, and Chicago has a chance to take the lead.
That's the first time the Bulls have shown any kind of upcourt pressure, and they forced a turnover.
Michael with 14, and Chicago in front 40-39.
Now he has him deep. That's where you got to get the ball to him. Right there. Eddie Johnson has been the only guy to make 2 good entry passes to Olajuwon to give him a scoring pass. Everyone else has thrown it up top and pulled him out of position.
Olajuwon ties Jordan for game high with 14, but not for long.
They're in a 2-for-1 situation.
And then Michael.
See, the most important thing here is the feed. He seals him, gives him the target. Eddie Johnson puts it right into his right hand where he can wheel into the middle. Jordan on the other end, watch the fake. He'll give him the fake, turn and the fade, and the elevation.
Houston is without 2 important players today, Matt Bullard and Roderick Rhodes, both hurt. Jordan, 18.
See, he makes the game so easy, Bob. He doesn't, because he can shoot the ball, because he can score in a myriad of ways, he doesn't have to work so hard. He'll save that push for the last 4 or 5 minutes when it gets down to crunch time. He just races up and shoots a little jumper.
Olajuwon into the lane. A second chance. They don't get many offensive rebounds. Hakeem was able to follow his own there.
The key was the entry pass. Able to stay on the post, feed it into him so he didn't pull him off the post, and he was able to wheel inside. And when he did miss the shot, he was close enough to follow it up.
Elie on Jordan. 20 for Michael. Chicago by 3. A nice pass to Drexler.
It was nice movement, nice back cut by Drexler. But the key in life...
Watch Michael Jordan's last 2 baskets. He catches the ball, just takes an easy look, jumps up, makes the jump shot, doesn't have to expend too much energy. This time he catches it in the post. Now they want to double team him. Maloney can't get there because Michael spins away baseline, so the double team does no good. The next possession they come back, they try to...
Chicago has no shot blockers on the floor. They're seducing Houston into taking those 3-point shots. They got to put it on the floor and drive it to the basket.
Jordan given room on the baseline, and he has 22.
But what you missed there about the footwork, I mean, he started to come out and take a little dribble handoff from Whittington. The guy jumped out and he back cut him and just take the little... Now watch Michael Jordan here. You see Mario Elie And Michael's going to go like he's going to get a handoff. Boom. Little back cut, gives him a little shove, steps back and shoots the jump shot. How easy.
Michael stumbled a bit, gathers himself, gets it back from Rodman, but rejected by Olajuwon.
It's good to see Olajuwon move in the way he's moving. He gets beat here, and he gets back in time to block the shot. A month ago, he didn't have that movement.
That is so typically Michael Jordan. He felt he was fouled on Olajuwon's block. And look at him. He's still griping about it. So the second he touches the ball, he has something for everybody. For the officials. Drexler with the dish to Olajuwon, and Pippen arrives with a great defensive play.
The help and recover of Chicago, they're so quick.
Michael. He's hit 5 of 6 and scored 10 of their 12 points in this quarter.
You got to double team him now.
Maloney with Harper on him. Willis against Jordan. Lost it to Michael. Harper hits the three. That gives him 8 and gives him Drexler's three. Way short. Olajuwon behind the back to Barkley.
Well, that was a perfect fast break. Put the ball in the middle of the floor, you centered it in the middle, you made one pass, you hit the trailer, and you got a layup for Barkley on the backdoor pass.
Barkley playing off the bench has just 4. In his own words, I'm not a great player anymore. I'm just a good player. Pippen, who remains a great player. Against only 5 for Chicago. Fran Blindberry, a columnist with Jordan on the run, laying it in. Columnist for the Houston Chronicle, likened the Bulls' tour through the league as something like a group of rock stars. Drexler from Barkley. Pippen trying to get back, but Chicago gives it up. Drexler has a 3, and Houston suddenly jumps back in it.
That's a huge flurry for Houston. They needed that surge. I think Isaiah Tubb, this crowd's got to drive them home today.
Ellie with the steal and the drive. The hoop. Just like that at one point.
Another multiple shot opportunity. Let's see if the Bulls can cash in. But you also see with the bench, either Michael Jordan or Scotty are always on the floor to stabilize that unit.
Pippen with a 3.
See that loose ball? Bob, what it did, it gave him 3 points. Those little hustle plays. The play at the end of the quarter gave him 2. That's 5 points. And now
He'll probably launch another 3 to knock him out.
He's thinking about it. Barkley and Johnson are there on it. This is a 2, but it gives them an 11-point lead, the game's biggest.
I think the Rockets have worn down. I think that the Bulls' relentless pressure, and they're finally getting better shots, and they've just worn them down.
Drexler with a basket for Houston, but they still trail by 9. Michael had a 14-point third quarter. He's resting now. Rebound, Burrell on his left. Maloney cuts him off. Pippen again. It's a 2, and it's clean.
Houston has lost their confidence. They've lost their fire. Chicago just took it all out of them.
See, what people don't realize is what a great jump shooting team Chicago is. The strength of this offense is the fact that they have so many great shooters that can space the floor and knock down those open shots. Burrell and Scotty have been terrific here with Michael resting.
Barkley, a second try, and gets the roll. The man who once declared he didn't want to be a role model is now content to be a role player. Off the bench, he has only 6. Pippen driving on Drexler.
See, look at the body language of the Houston Rockets. They've lost their energy. They're losing their composure. And right now,
he can't tip in his own miss. Barkley back on the run. Puts it in with the left hand. This was the first time in 12 years that Barkley did not make the All-Star team. Long as Burrell steals it. And now a smattering of boos from the crowd that was so psyched at the beginning of the game. Jordan, 32 plus a foul.
Dennis Rodman's very fortunate. I thought he got away with a little bit of a moving screen, but Michael gets right behind it, and Charles Barkley jumps right into him. And see Rodman excited. You know, the one thing that's really special about this Bulls team,
three-point accuracy in league history. Drexler denied by Burrell.
see, look at him fight. Burrell, Rodman diving out of bounds, fighting for the loose balls. They're up close to 20 points, and they're still.
Bobby, you want to find out just how hot you are.
Drexler to the left hand, nice move. The future coach of the Houston Cougars now has 20. Inside 3 minutes to play in the game. Jordan on the run, off the glass, 35.
Oh my.
Plus the foul. Inside 2 minutes. Jordan with 38.
Set him up on the footwork, then reverse spin, caught the lob.
Bob, I had an opportunity to coach the guy for 3 years, and to see the way this man still plays the game.
There's 40.
It's incredible. I mean, I don't even know what you say about the guy.
Maybe we should just look at it and savor it.
Now, did you see him set him up on the reverse? Fake like he was coming up. He and Scotty made eye contact. That's why you got to keep Batman and Robin together. Fly, here he comes. Bam.
Ahmad Rashad back in Houston with Michael Jordan, who just scored 40 points in this contest. And Michael, it seemed to me that Houston played you pretty tough the first half, and then in the second half, you guys seemed to turn it on.
I think we got a good feel for them. I think, last time we faced this team, they didn't have Drexler, they didn't have Olajuwon, and, and Barkley's coming off the bench this time. So, I mean, it was a different feel for us, and I think after the first half, we made adjustments, and they didn't make adjustments, and I think that was the difference of the ballgame.
Games like this have to be a little bit tough for you guys. Playing a team like this is certainly going to be up for you.
Yeah, I think we're playing a veteran basketball team, and we both are old in terms of team. We feel we're a little bit more healthier than they are, and that means we can run a little bit more. And we tried to run a little bit in the second half, and I think that opened up the game.
Now, you promised Charles Barkley his shoes. Are you giving them to him?
Oh yeah, he can get them. I'm gonna certainly put the score on the side of it though, because the last thing he said last night that we may have 5 championships, but he want the last win if that so happens to be the last one.
All right, Michael. Congratulations to you. We'll see you on. All right, back to you, Bob.